Have you ever felt like, why does work always burn me out? Or maybe, I get one piece of criticism and I already want to quit. And the one I hear most often from Gen Z, I don't feel valued. This workplace is toxic. I hear this every single week. Sometimes from friends. Sometimes from people I work with. And honestly, it makes me wonder, what if we've misunderstood what it means to be a professional? What if the way we think about work is actually what's holding us back? In this video, I'm going to be real with you. I'll break down 3 critical mistakes Gen Z often makes at work. Mistakes that, if not corrected, could seriously sabotage your future. Here's what we're going to talk about. 1. Why so many Gen Z struggle to understand what professionalism really means. 2. How social media traps you in a victim mindset without you realizing it. 3. And one small habit that might seem harmless, but could make your boss dread working with you, and you don't even see it. I know some of this might be hard to hear, but if you're serious about success, independence, and building a solid future, you have to be open to the hard truths too. So take a deep breath, get your mindset ready, because this isn't about tearing you down. It's about helping you level up. I know there are moments when you feel down, at your lowest. Maybe you're dealing with depression, your mental state's a mess, or you feel completely unappreciated at work. But here's what often happens. You stay silent. You bottle everything up. And then the moment someone gives you a little feedback, you take it personally and shut down. The problem is, the professional world doesn't run on just feelings. If you're really struggling mentally, the first thing you need to do is be honest. Speak up. Communicate with your manager or team leader. Say something like, I'm not okay right now. The way you talk to me makes me feel disrespected. But don't just stay quiet. Start underperforming, then claim you're the victim. That's not being mature. That's not being professional. Here's a challenge. Go find someone who's been working for decades. Could be your boss, mentor, a business owner, or investor, anyone above millennial age. Ask them this one question. Do you agree that professionalism can't be driven by emotions alone? I guarantee most of them will say, absolutely. Because being a professional means taking responsibility, not acting based on emotions. As long as you're getting paid, you have a responsibility to deliver. Unless you're being asked to do something illegal or morally wrong. But if you let your feelings get in the way and your work turns into a mess, that's not an excuse. That's a consequence of your own choices. And honestly, this is, in my opinion, the #1 mistake Gen Z makes today. Overexposure to social media has blurred the line between personal emotion and professional responsibility. Now let's get into mistake number 2. And this ties directly to the first one, being naive. Being naive about what you see on social media. You're living in a time where anyone can look successful in 15 seconds. Scroll TikTok and you'll see someone working in an office with ping pong tables, flexible hours, and a 20 million salary, even though they're just a fresh grad. And then you start thinking, oh, that's normal. That's the standard. But it's not. That's just a highlight, a snapshot. In many cases, it's pure branding. Let me give you an example. Someone posts about how fun their startup is. Free snacks, beanbags, chill music. But have you ever stopped to ask, why are they posting this? The answer? Employer branding. To make the company look cool, to attract people like you. And that's not wrong. But if you swallow that whole without questioning it, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Because not every workplace looks like your Instagram feed. That's why you need to stop being so gullible. 99% of content on social media is authentically fake. Yes, it looks honest, but there's almost always a hidden agenda behind every post. What you need is critical thinking. Every time you see content that looks too ideal, ask, why did they post this? Learn to question things. Because if you don't, you'll grow up with false expectations and a fragile mindset. If you don't agree with me, feel free to drop a comment and say why. But I'd rather be honest and misunderstood than help you maintain illusions that will only set you up to fail. And don't get me wrong, this isn't me hating on Gen Z. This is me frustrated because I know you're capable of way more. And now, let's talk about the third and most dangerous mistake of this generation, the instant gratification mindset. One of the most dangerous mindsets in this generation is this. Everyone wants everything fast. Everything has to be instant. You want success fast. You want to be a founder now. You expect a 5-figure salary right after graduating. You want to get rich just by scrolling TikTok. But not many of you are willing to go through the process. Not many are willing to be patient, endure the struggle, and actually learn from the ground up. Let me give you an uncomfortable truth. There are no shortcuts to becoming exceptional. No miracle comes from just one motivational video. And no strong career is ever built on a get-there-quick mindset. The generations before us, our parents, when they wanted to learn something, they had to travel to find books, dig through libraries, search for information manually. That took time. It took effort. That's where resilience, perseverance, and dedication were born. And today, most of you try something for 3 days, lose patience, and then say, I'm not passionate about this. Look, technology is amazing, but social media has made you believe that everything should come instantly. You see someone at 23 driving a sports car, vacationing in Europe, working from a cool co-working space, and you instantly feel like you're behind. You feel insecure. But what you don't see is their backstory. And truth is, many of them post that lifestyle for one reason, to make you want to be like them. So you'll buy their product, so you'll click their link. Are they smart? Absolutely. But if you believe it all without thinking twice, that makes you the fool. And honestly, Gen Z, you guys frustrate me sometimes. But deep down, I still believe in you. I know some of you might think I sound harsh, but trust me, those of you who stay, who want to grow, who can take criticism, you're the ones who will thrive. Believe me on this. If you're still easily offended, overly sensitive, can't take feedback, too idealistic because of social media, and always chasing instant results, you won't survive, not in any job, not in any serious career. So if you still want everything instantly, go ahead. But don't blame the world when you don't grow. Now, in the last part of this video, I'll show you how to break free from these 3 traps: being overly emotional, being naive, and chasing instant gratification, so you can become the best version of Gen Z possible. I know a lot of you think, why should I listen to the older generation? Their time was different. I can figure it out myself. My way is faster and more efficient. But here's what most of you don't realize. That know-it-all attitude and ego, that's what's holding you back. Not because you're not smart, but because you're not willing to learn. Me personally, I'm ambitious. I don't want an average life. I don't want to be just like everyone else. I want to leave an impact, one that most people are too afraid to even try. But to get there, you need to learn from those who've already walked that path, not just from other Gen Zs, but from the generations above you, the ones who built companies, failed and bounced back, got criticized but kept going. Gen Z is actually amazing. You have crazy speed, creativity, and curiosity, but all of that can turn into a mess if it's not guided. Let me say it again. Creativity without direction equals chaos. Now imagine this. You combine the wisdom and experience of older generations with the fire, wild ideas, and speed of your generation. That's not just a great combo. That's a superpower. So if you're still comfortable being the Gen Z that's overly sensitive, naive, and chasing instant success, then maybe this video isn't for you. But if you feel like you're different, if you're the kind of Gen Z who wants to grow, Who's ready to stop being easily offended, to stop being naive, to stop chasing shortcuts? Prove it. Not in the comments, but in how you live your life. Because the strongest ones aren't the ones with the most followers. They're the ones who can endure the process. And I hope this video can be your wake-up call for those who are ready to level up. See you in the next video.